In these life-serving podcasts, Bhashkar Perinchery answers questions from everyone seeking pragmatic and effective solutions regarding emotional and energetic challenges, holistic health, and the inner journey.
If there are any questions in anyone who is participating from here or participating from elsewhere.
Do you have any question? Questions can be asked over Spotify or can be sent as voice message over the podcast webpage.
Yeah.
It's in connection to how to manage or influence the present moment in a way that is not only like a byproduct of the past, but that is something that is coming out from the unknown as well.
The answer is very simple. When you are not reacting as a byproduct from the past, when you are here to look in your presence, in your openness, you are able to allow the unknown. The difficulty is that when reactions arise in us automatically, and that comes without your asking for it, there's the automatic process working in us. We think that, oh, what can I do? These reactions are there, and so we want to control it. And we think that somehow we should manage it, we should change it, we should do something against it. That is the misunderstanding about the nature of our reality. It is not something which you try to fight and manage. It is a more subtle and deeper understanding that when you don't identify with these reactions which are arising in you, the life energy does not get automatically pulled into it. And this you have to come through your experience into understanding. That means you have to apply this orientation and bring it into living and see that, that's how it really works. When you are looking all the reactions which arise in you, whatever it is, especially the approach of force, the approach of anger, the approach of bitterness, disappointment, resignation, helplessness, feeling under pressure, be present to all this. It is not right or wrong. It is there working. So when you are not going to the position of the judge, but you are being with the present, and this presence is not a new identity. It is not a so-called I who is trying to change anything. But this presence enables you to allow your deeper intelligence. It opens you up to enable the sensibility of your heart. It opens your vision to include more than what the projection through the mind and through the past is presenting to you. That is why it is very significant when you understand it in the right way. This indication which I give you in the last period, more intensely, to be present in all situations, whether you are interacting with somebody or even thinking about somebody, or in new situations where you are confronted with new factors. Everywhere, as much as possible from moment to moment, be in touch with that what is taking place in you. And once you see that, you can observe the reactions which arise in you without identifying with it. That is how you start sensing your freedom. Because then you see, okay, I don't have to go with these reactions, and I'm also not suppressing it. Because if you are going with it blindly, of course you are trapped in it. But if you are fighting with it, whether you are aware of it or not, you are also trapped in the same process, because it's connected with the judgment which is going on undercurrently in you, and you are standing there as a manager, as a doer, as the one who wants to change it, to get rid of it, to make it the way it has to be right. But observe it. Observe these processes which are taking place in each moment without identifying with it. And as through your experiential orientation in this way, you come to recognize that it makes a decisive difference that you relax inwardly after the initial tension and confusion of being trapped in the identification. But when you just remember to observe it, don't go with it, don't go against it. So you are not there as somebody who wants to change anything. You are not there settling as an ego. And this is all very subtle, decisive factors, because when you are not there standing as a manager or a doer or a person who wants to make it different and better and all that, you are not unconsciously and automatically trapped in the dualistic perception of reality. You are not trapped in a subjective projection through your past. You can watch this taking place in you, but you don't identify with it. And this gives you a tremendous new quality. It gives you a new vision of reality, because you see that you don't have to be in the role of the victim, and you don't need to go on fighting. You just need to see and allow the response to happen through you, and see the difference. You are not there as a manager, but you are just the presence, and you are allowing in this way the deeper sensibility in you, the deeper intelligence in you, the deeper understanding in you, and the fantasy, the capacity to see the interconnected factors all come into your answer to the situation. But again, don't go with a calculation. When I'm saying these things, I'm saying that this is how it moves, but your part is just to be present to it all without identifying, without interfering, but allowing all that what is taking place apparently and also latently, undercurrently. Not only how it appears, or there's anger, or there's irritation, or there's helplessness, all that, but look what is undercurrently going on. Who is the one who is feeling all this? To whom it is happening? What are the fears connected with it? What is one afraid of losing? What is one clinging to? What standards are working? What values are taking place? What way some undercurrent judgment is working? So Let it all become transparent. And again, remember, this is very subtle because you are not trying to change anything. You are not trying to say, oh, it is good or it is bad. You are moving into a state of what you can call transcendence. Because you are not taking sides with one part or the other. It is a quality of conscious beingness. It is simply presence. And the presence is the bridge to the mystery that what is our source, which is our essence, which is our spirit, which is the divine, which is our true self. So many ways you can indicate it very, very carefully, but don't hold to words. When I speak to you about it, I'm trying to indicate that these are the ways in which it can be made a little bit understandable for the beginning. But the real understanding is only when you experientially become familiar with this potential in you, become familiar with this dimension of your reality, and recognize that it is your reality. It is acting from the depth of your intelligence. It's acting from the mystery what you are. But when I speak about all these things again, I'm only indicating. It's not trying to make a new knowledge of it. It's not trying to say that, oh, when you do like this, you have everything under control. If there is some calculation like that and then you are going on checking out, now, do I have the control now? Am I managing it now better? Then you have to watch this thought also, because this is also part of the conditioned way of approaching. So you have to move from the manager fighting, power-oriented approach into a way of wakeful presence, a receptive openness to feel and sense. This is what I am indicating with the poetic word life surfing. Because in the surfing you know that the person has no force of his own to manage anything. There is no motor in his surfboard. So this person has made oneself consciously, deliberately available to the nature, to the wind and the waves. And it's very important also to realize that the person is not in a fighting approach. It is not seen as, I have to get rid of this and force this. The person understands it more when it is rightly gone about. That it is a way of sensing, being open to look what way the wind is coming, what way the waves are coming. And you have to be in every moment open to respond. There is no fixed position. The person is in a certain kind of flexible but firm connection to the moment. So this is a poetic indication of an approach which is possible for a human being to be with the challenges of life, to face the reality without going into the fighting approach and sooner or later seeing that it doesn't work. Because who is fighting against whom? Who is trying to change things, one part, and fighting against another part? But the whole thing is more and more an entanglement in a misunderstanding that you are separate from the whole. That is why when you are not taking sides, when you are not identifying with anything, you begin to relax. You begin to come home. And your understanding of yourself deepens. Because you are with the body, but you know that the body is like a vehicle. I'm the one who is residing in this body. You will notice that the personality is there. There's an automatic process going on. But yet you see that that is not your true reality. That is part of a conditioned robot-like process where one is projecting through the past, projecting through different factors which has been playing a role in one's development, especially in the initial part of our life in this world, in this body. So it is beginning to see the reality in a more conscious way. It is beginning to understand the nature of the reality and then see that the challenge what we have, the problems which we need to deal with is primarily like one who has to deal with darkness. When you want to clear darkness, you don't fight with it. You bring light, you work on another area. When you want to get clear and go in an intelligent and healthy way, you don't fight. You bring more presence. You become more wakeful and conscious and begin to mirror everything what is taking place within oneself. This is the orientation. This is what it will be very valuable to put consequently with inner determination, but not in a serious and struggling way, but more with a quality of playfulness and discovery. So with such an orientation, continue to face these challenges. And your experience will reveal to you what is really meant with it.
A lot more questions to be answered.
Right after this.
You are listening to the Life Surfing Podcast on Spotify.
Did you already know that besides the life surfing seminars, workshops, and talks, you can also book individual sessions with Bhashkar directly in person or over Zoom?
For that, please contact Noria under the email address or over the phone 0497617 09665. In case you want to write an email, you find the email address in the podcast description.
Welcome back to the Life Surfing Podcast. We continue with some more questions.
Any other question? Anyone? Or anything to say or express from those who are participating from here or participating from elsewhere? Sometimes the cold also maybe makes problems a little bit less. The mind becomes a little bit more quiet, perhaps. Anyhow, One can meditate whether it is hot or cold, because the whole thing is learning to mirror everything without identifying with it. And that's what we are going to do right now. We sit the next half hour with a remembrance to be wakefully present to all what is taking place, without interfering in any way, without identifying with that whatever is coming. Not only that what is apparent and obvious, but what is also undercurrently going on, as thoughts, as feelings, as latent remarks, as certain undercurrent considerations or judgments, whatever is going on. Accept it and see it without identifying with it. Just like it comes, let it also pass by. That is the meaning of a non-interfering presence. And with such an orientation, we sit the next half hour.
The Life Surfing Podcast will be back next week. In the meantime, make sure that you're following us right here on Spotify.